thalamostriate vein. Do you remember this?
Yes, I remember this.
Okay, Abdullah. So, and what were the others? I don't know.
The others.
Okay. So here, this is what we dissected first, page 260. This one, this was the thalamostriate vein, together with stria terminalis, if you remember. And then they passed through the interventricular foramen of Monro, and then they continued in the internal cerebral veins, if you remember. These were on the top of the third ventricle, on the roof of the third ventricle, together with the choroid plexus of the third ventricle. Okay, we can close now. Yes.
That was thalamostriate and
Thalamostriate, thank you, and internal cerebral vein. We have two. Okay, so this is the level of what you have to know. You don't need to know anterior vein of septum pellucidum and I don't know what kind of others. Okay. Then the two internal cerebral veins unite behind the splenium or under the splenium as great cerebral vein, called Gallenus vein, or Gallien, vein of Gallien. Okay, this is where the great cerebral vein receives other veins from below. Two veins run around the mesencephalon. These are running in the so-called cisterna ambiens. These are the basal veins. I think this one also the great cerebral, and these are the basal veins which come from below, from the ventral side. Here, this is the best. This is the great cerebral vein, and these are the basal veins. Okay. So the great cerebral vein receives not only the two internal cerebral veins, also from below. Here, that is a good picture also. On each side of the mesencephalon, the basal vein, it's not correct name, basilar, here basal is correct, they open into the great. And then the great cerebral vein will unite with the inferior sagittal sinus. So this is where we turn to the sinuses. Okay, the great cerebral vein, then unite with the inferior sagittal sinus, and then they form the straight sinus. Here. Okay, straight sinus then leads to the confluence, the sinular confluence, which means this is where we have the union of several sinuses. From above in the midline we have the superior sagittal sinus, from below in the midline we have a tiny occipital sinus, from front we have the straight sinus, and as you can see one side, we have the other side as well, we have the two transverse sinuses. This is where they flow away, and then the transverse continue, here I don't see, in the sigmoid, and then the sigmoid sinus leads down to the internal jugular vein, which starts from the jugular foramen. So this would be the major. In addition to these veins and sinuses, we have some other veins. On the surface, if you remember, we mentioned already these veins which open into the superior sagittal sinus. Do you remember the name of this?
superficial.
Here it's called,
Bridging?
yeah, that is what I wanted to hear. The bridging veins, these are the so-called bridging veins. Yes, exactly. Otherwise, the official anatomical name would be the superior cerebral vein. But all these are bridging veins because at the end they bridge the subarachnoid space, you know, and they enter they pierce the dura wall, and where they have very, very stable point. If we have distally, you know, detachment because of the trauma, we have the subdural hematoma. If you remember, that was typical venous bleeding. Here, otherwise, you can see this subdural hematoma because of the bridging veins.
Should we call them superior cerebral veins in the example? Or
Superior.
This is
I don't know. Bridging veins is more general. These are the specific name because we have inferior as well here. I don't know, because I'm not an expert in the neurosurgery, whether in trauma we have also detachment of these or not, but they open also into the sinuses. They open into the transverse sinus, the inferior cerebral veins. Okay? Maybe in case of the head trauma, we have only detachment of these. But otherwise, they have the same anatomical position. So from this point, these are also bridging. Inferior and superior cerebral veins. The superior open into the superior sagittal sinus. The inferior cerebral veins open into the transverse sinus. Okay, now between them, we have another one, a middle cerebral vein or superficial middle cerebral vein, which follows the lateral cerebral fissure or sulcus, and it provides anastomosis with the superior and the inferior cerebral veins, and it has special name. This is the trolar anastomosis with the superior cerebral veins, and we have the labbe, that is for the inferior or with the inferior cerebral veins. Okay, so this middle superficial has two anastomoses, one towards the superior cerebral veins, this is called trolar, and the other is the towards the inferior cerebral vein, that is called labbe. You can mention this. These are the veins what we teach. Okay, the basal vein is also called Rosenthal vein, so something nice German. Okay. All right. We have related to the cerebellum, inferior and superior cerebellar veins. These can be mentioned also, but otherwise, this is the level of what we need, because this shows much more. Okay, so don't be involved in this, because you will be crazy if you want to study this. I don't know this either. Just those what I mentioned for you. No, what about the? It's okay. Good. Then I go back to the dura preparation. Okay.